Right now, 2-0 defeat here this afternoon to Dungannon Swifts, probably our poorest league performance of the season. What do you put that down to? Do you put that down to how good Dungannon Swifts were or how poor we were?
I think firstly, Johnny, you give Dungannon Swifts credit. I think they were outstanding today, moved the ball fantastically well, a great discipline about themselves, but they wanted it more. And I think you can look at football. You can look at football so many ways, and you can look at different phases of games and systems and stuff like that there. But ultimately, as I've said to our players many times, Johnny, you've got to be hungry. You've got to have that enthusiasm. You got to earn that right to play. I just thought we carried 6 or 7 players today easily. 6 or 7 players. I think we're being honest about it. The only felt so a wee bit sorry for a who battered away up top on his own with no support, nobody, no red shirts around him, no people running off him, and I thought we're second best. I think the only players to come out of that game any credit is probably our goalkeeper and our 2 centre backs. I thought Lewis and Boris went right to the end, but unfortunately we didn't have enough players that went right to the end there. And as I said before, it's not about coming to Dungannon and getting beat 2-0. They're a very good side, and they're up there near the top of the league for a very good reason. But it's the manner of things, Johnny. And the manner today was nothing short of extremely disappointing. And a better words for that, but I'll hold my court now.
I don't think it's unfair to say we were lucky to get in 0-0 at half time. I think Dungannon Swiss dominated the first half, had most of the chances, and only for Aaron McCarry. I think he made a couple of good saves to keep us in the game. Looking back at the game, I think we only had really one shot of note. I think it was Josh Ukick hits one maybe from about 30 yards. As a manager, you can talk about poor performances and stuff, but it must hurt when you talk about that lack of hunger shown today.
I think, listen, there's not too many managers, to be honest with you, Johnny, who come out and say it in front of the cameras. But I'm only saying what I would say to my players. We're down the middle with our players, and we tell the truth, and we always give them a platform. My players know in them change rooms that it was a huge letdown to our supporters today. And as I said, it's to me, it's about the manner of it. And I think that they were a hungrier team today. They had more about them today. We didn't have any of the qualities that we know we have in the team. But I just thought we lost all battles, Johnny. I thought we lost first ball, second ball, first phase, second phase. And I thought we backed off them. And I thought the goals were poor as well. But I still think, and I'm not making an excuse in any way, but the decision by Mark, the decision on the free kick that they scored their goal from, it's a huge decision. And I hope Mark's got it right, because according to anybody I've spoke to, it's clear that Stephen McCullough wins the ball and plays it back with his tackle. And if that's the case, it's a huge decision that he's got wrong.
The games don't get any easier. Obviously, we'll welcome the reigning league champions next Sunday when Lauren come to Shamrock Park. How do you pick the players up for that one now?
Well, you got to get back to basics, Johnny. You got to get back and understand, why we've had a good start to the season. Why the season has been, we know it's going to be a long, hard season, but you got to get back to basics. And the basics of our success earlier in the season was against the Linfields and against the big boys, was that we were absolutely run through fire and brimstone, and we had massive effort levels and sweats and all, whatever you want to describe it as. And that's ultimately what you got to get back to. You got to get back to working hard. And unfortunately, I don't think we worked hard enough today. And full credit to Dungannon, before the batter team moved the ball brilliantly, but we allowed them to do that. Our pressure and our pressing was second rate today. And unfortunately, it's up to us to gather the troops again. But we're always honest, Johnny. I don't come on here and follow them about come on here and cry about the decision from Mark. I think it's a poor decision. It's a game-changing decision. We did start the second half, the first 10 minutes, and the second half 15 minutes, in the second half very well. But ultimately, we didn't do enough. I think we hugely let down the supporters today. And that's what I've put across to the players. But, we have to stay together. We'll have to get back, get in that changing room together and make sure that, we don't get such passive performances again from certain people, and make sure they understand what it means to represent this club and what it means to play for this club, especially when you've got a turnout like that. I don't think there's any excuse why a player can't run himself to a standstill on a football pitch for 90 minutes. And I don't think we got that today. And as the players, we've spoke to the players, we've told the players our feelings about that. This isn't about hanging any individuals out. This is a collective thing. And I think collectively today we weren't anywhere near what we should have been. Certainly, we're disappointed with the ball, but out of possession today, I thought we lacked a lot of things. And unfortunately, when you're coming up and you see a flying Dungannon team doing well, you need to be at your best coming to a place like this. And unfortunately, we were far short of that.
No problem. Thank you, Niall.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Johnny.